to be a embodied king, and to have that humility and vulnerability and to be able to lead, you need to be embracing fulfillment and connectedness. And that lover archetype is all about, like, Tantra really epitomizes for a man the lover archetype. And if you're missing that, all three other archetypes, so you got the king, which is like, can be summarized with leadership, the magician that can be summarized with decision making and wisdom and knowledge, and you got the warrior can be summarized with action and courage. You might be like, I just like those, but I don't like the lover. If you don't have the lover through those, embedded and woven throughout those other archetypes, and you're missing and suppressing that part of yourself, it's going to be being expressed in an unhealthy way with passive aggression, desiring short-term gratification. Like, you might be like, I've got this, at the end of every day, I have to smash a bunch of chocolate, or I'm drinking, or I need a cigarette, or I want to watch porn. And that makes you weaker. That ultimately makes you weaker because you're not acknowledging all of you, including that lover energy, that lover archetype. And that's like the big, I really feel like, for me personally, and it'd be different for everyone, but having a self-pleasure practice where I'm allowing and giving permission for a feeling of pleasure in my body, when I'm doing that regularly, and I don't always, sometimes I'm like too busy to do my self-pleasure practice, but when I do it, it makes it so much, I don't crave, I don't get addicted to things as much, because I'm not suppressing my innate right, birthright, and part of myself that enjoys pleasure.
Thanks for saying this. And I have to say that I have so many clients who are quite, successful men, and they feel, as you mentioned, that either something is missing, or they feel that addiction or that attachment and they don't want it. And now that they have, the success and the career they want, plus they're also feeling a deeper meaning in their life, sexually and beyond that, they feel like a fucking powerhouse. But not only on the surface level, but really deep.
Yeah. There's one, thank you for saying that. And it's true. I've experienced it as well. If I do a self-pleasure practice, and I can even have because it does take an element of discipline not to ejaculate, especially at the start when you're breaking an addiction of short-term gratification and ejaculate. I feel powerful because I've got more energy surging through my body. There's more testosterone surging through my body, and I'm more fierce, powerful, ready to go.
On this note, I think we talked so much about no ejaculation, but let's give just a brief note of what it is. So Tantra is a big fan of keeping this sexual energy in.
Yes.
Utilize it for anything. So it could be spiritual awakening, it could be work, it could be your career, you can send it whatever you want. And you become also more charismatic, more energetic when you have that within instead of spreading it. So most men probably have experienced that when they ejaculate, there is a loss of desire, but also a relaxation, but also a loss of less energy.
Yes.
And if they don't ejaculate for a while, they feel a bit nervous and can get a bit tense. But when you allow this energy to flow, self-pleasure, lovemaking, breath work, yoga, many practices, then you just feel all this energy within.
Yes.
And so tantric men can develop energy orgasms and no ejaculation. So they have multiple orgasms, but they don't have that loss of energy. They don't lose their semen as often. Of course they ejaculate, but it's less often. So I think that will clarify a little bit what's about.
Yeah, absolutely. That's super helpful. And I'm going to you give a real specific example of this, or really summarize it. If you're making love to your partner, and you're a man and you're making love, and for your partner as well, but I'm going to speak more specifically for men because of the ejaculation of semen, then when you're in that lovemaking process, how crazy is the energy? It's just surging through your body. You're if you're having a really passionate engagement and intimate experience, you guys are rolling around the room, jumping up, throwing each other around. It's it's crazy wild. It's but then before that, you just might be sitting on the couch. It's and then all this energy is surging through your body. But then when you ejaculate, I don't know, but for me, it's it's I'm just passed out on the bed afterwards. It's now I'm dead. All that energy's gone. But then when I'm actually practicing self-pleasure, that energy that we can all relate to when we're in a really intimate, passionate sexual experience is created in the body, but it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't just, you don't get that, I'm dead after. It actually stays in the body, and then you carry that into the day. And then if you do that every day, you're recreating that energy, but it's not escaping the body. You're building it up, keeping it there, building it up, keeping it there. And then when
Yes.
you can ejaculate, it's not that you just never ejaculate. You just ejaculate. You won't ejaculate every time you have a pleasurable sexual experience. But it's been huge for energy. And this is something that can only be, there's no point just listening to the theory here. It's something that you actually have to try yourself. It's something that you have to actually ejaculate and then see how you feel. How's your energy for the next day? How's your energy for the day after? How's your energy for the day after? Ejaculate again. How's your energy for the day after? And then try not ejaculating for a week, but self-pleasuring every day, or having sex 3 days of the week and then and then self-pleasure 4 days of the week, but no ejaculation. And then how's your energy different? And then only then, when you have that contrast, will you actually see and feel the power of the energetic power of not ejaculating and building the life force energy within.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And on the female perspective, because we talk so much about the
please.
Yeah. So on the female perspective, I feel that by unlocking so many different type of orgasm, there is a level, when energy flows, there is a level of radiance that is like embodied. So this is this aliveness and radiance. And yes, there is also more energy, because of course, men, women, any gender, is about keeping this energy in. But what I see in tantric women is that there is this embodied of radiance and aliveness that they have throughout every age. And that's very beautiful, that this is not lost. Yeah,
it's so attractive from a man's perspective, or from anyone that's attracted to women. It's so attractive. It's just, you can sense and feel that energy. It's almost like pheromones are being released or something, and you're just being like magnetized towards it, because there's smiling, there's laughter. And for a man, if a woman's like big smiling, really embracing that goddess within, it's so attractive for a man. But then, and I've heard this with David Dieter before, talk about the 3 levels of kind of femininity from a sexual perspective. There's like level 1, which is, I'm just having sex all the time, but it's in more of I'm doing it to receive. I'm using my sexuality to manipulate or to get, because I need that hit, or I need attention, or look at me. And they're kind of like walking around with their tits out everywhere, which is fine, but it's coming from a place of, I then want to get. And then the level 2 is like, level 2 sexual expression from feminine energy is like, well, I'm going to cover that up, and I'm a smart, strong businesswoman. And that, that's like a suppression. And then level 3 is, well, I can be smart, strong, sexual, and expressive. And it's that sexual energy that's being put out there, but it's from a place of, I want to give to the world. I want my radiance to fill the world up and feel like I want to make people's days. And it's coming from a real giving place, not like a try to take kind of energy. And that's what popped in my mind when you said that radiance. It's so true from a man's